Welcome back to NPR's Author's Corner. I'm your host, Mariel Tennessee. Those who recently tuned in, this is a segment talking to authors about their books and exploring the emotion and real-life story behind it. We have here today New York Times best-selling author Charlotte Chance, whose book Forbidden Fruit has been #1 for the past 2 weeks. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be here.
Can you tell me a little bit about Forbidden Fruit?
The book is about two young lovers. You follow the journey of Veronica, who's the main character, and she just got through a very, very bad breakup with her fiance, and she took her dog and went to her favorite city, London, where she pursued filmmaking. There, one day, it's a beautiful sunny day, and she's walking her dog, and the next thing you know, a young man comes up to her also with a dog. They travel Europe and fall in love.
So your book is very detailed emotionally and with description. Have you pulled from real-life experience?
That's a very good question. Yes, I did. In fact, this book was inspired by after I went through my own breakup with this beautiful young man I also met in London, and this book really let me explore and dream about what it would have been like if I was younger, or all these what-ifs I had at the time, and this kind of answers those questions for me.
What were some of the what-ifs and the challenges that you faced during your relationship that you detailed in the book?
A lot of the what-ifs came from the age gap I had. I was 46, 47 at the time, and he was much younger. He was about 20, 21, and, I knew in reality that I couldn't give him what he wanted. I had a family back in the States, and I couldn't give him a family. I couldn't give him my life because I was still tethered. I remember, looking out one night, and I couldn't sleep, and all of this was on my mind, and I walked down to the river, and I sat and I listened, to the quiet of the night and just hearing the river, and I knew that to complete this adventure for me, I had to write this book and answer all of those what-ifs that I wanted.
And welcome back to Author's Corner on NPR. This is your host, Mariel, here with Charlotte Chance, author of Forbidden Fruit. We're going to transition here into one of my favorite segments here on Author's Corner, where we get a little taste of the author's writing.
Excuse me, I'm just going to get a sip of water real quick. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Now, I will be reading from one of my favorite chapters, chapter 4. This is when the two young lovers meet, and you can really feel the spark. I had the best night's sleep. I woke up and made myself a cup of tea. Then I took my golden retriever Peach down to the park. It was a beautiful, sunny day with a light breeze. I could hear the willow trees blowing in the wind. After what felt like hours of fetch, Peach and I sat down by the river, listening to the birds communicate, the river whispering secrets. Then, out of nowhere, this dog appears in my face. I start laughing, saying, "Stop it." Then I heard a deep, husky voice say, "No, Daisy, come back." I'm so sorry about that. She gets excited when she sees other dogs. I look up and saw piercing green eyes and gorgeous jet black hair. We locked eyes for what felt like forever. He helped me up. When we touched hands, it's like I could feel everything he was and was going to be. And then there was silence. He told me his name was Eric, and he was studying film at the local university. We talked about how we loved film and theater and performance. Now that I recall, we talked just about everything and anything. Then he asked me if I would like to go to the theater with him tonight, saying he had an extra ticket. That moment he said theater, I was transported to my own theater days, where I got up on stage and auditioned for Chicago. I could sense an adventure awaiting. As the night drew near, my excitement for adventure grew stronger. I heard the engine turn off and footsteps to my door. He knocks 3 times. I opened the door to see him dressed in his best black suit with a big smile on his face, holding a bouquet of bright red roses. I stepped into his blue 1970s Cadillac. When he turned on the engine, I could feel my palms go sweaty and anxiety slowly creep into my mind. We talked and we laughed about his mother and father and how his dad would fix every broken car with duct tape. We pulled up to the theater, and he opens my door like a gentleman. We could already hear the orchestra rehearsing. The murmur of chatter fills my ears and took me back to my memories of the theater growing up. I was pulled out of this sweet daydream by the signal that the play was ready to begin. The murmur stops. We swiftly walked to our seats, awaiting the beautiful performance. I could feel the nervousness of the performers as I sat in the seat waiting for the show. As the orchestra faded away from my ears, all I could hear was my heartbeat. He grabbed my hand so suddenly, as if he knew I was nervous because he felt the same way too. And in that moment, we locked hands and our souls were found.
If any of our listeners are looking for an adventure-packed, sensual tearjerker of a book about two young lovers, please check out Charlotte Chance's book Forbidden Fruit in your local Barnes & Noble store and/or Amazon. Thank you.